Hello everyone, it's Lola. Welcome to this in-depth guide on how to make your own custom car. You will basically be able to make your dream car after this video. This video contains so much knowledge that I found nowhere because creating custom cars for Fivem is something that is gatekept like heavy. So if you want to make your dream car for free, absolutely free, there is everything that's free, the software, making your own server, absolutely everything is free. Make sure to watch this video till the end. I know it's a very long video, but it is honestly worth it if you're serious about getting into these kind of things. You can see we will cover different paint layers like primary, secondary. We will also make custom random license plate. We'll make working headlights. We will make different wheel sizes. And if you want to make a vehicle with the same size wheels, you can do that as well. I'll show you how to make windows. If your vehicle has no sound and you couldn't find any answer online, I will also cover that. And much more. So we will go from complete scratch. We will make our own vehicle from scratch and then we will put it in Fivem. If you already have your own vehicle made already, I would suggest you watch the beginning of the video anyway, because throughout the processing of making the car, I'll still give some tips and tricks. Yeah, enjoy this video. My project is to make this gatekeeping of creating Fivem cars break open. This is the ultimate guide to make your own vehicle, and please, if you enjoyed this video, I will not ask you to like or subscribe. I will just ask you to share the video with your friends, with your friends who want to make cars, your developer friends, in your server, wherever you want. Please share it. This will help me tremendously achieve my task of breaking open the gatekeep. I have some tutorials in mind that I will make later. And yeah, take care. You have a good one. Bye. I meant to go forward. Bye. Hello everyone, I am Lola. Let me ask you, have you ever thought about making your own custom car for Fivem? But then you gave up because there is almost no tutorials, they're using different softwares, it seems hard, it seems confusing, but worry no more, because with this tutorial, I will show you how to make your very own first custom car. And then you can extend to making planes, boats, submarines. It's going to be the same process. It's going to be a big basic tutorial, but basic doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be just a random trash thing that I'm going to make up and that I'm going to present to you as something amazing. No, we're gonna take an in-depth look in multiple different things. A few things from the top of my head. We will do a car with different sized wheels, for example, big wheels at the back and small wheels at the front. Then I will show you, of course, how to change the set of the wheels. So if you don't want to have a car that looks silly like this, you can have your car with the same size wheel everywhere. We will take a look into the door systems, sliding doors, doors that you open, doors that you can open in any angle that you want, like butterfly, Rolls-Royce, things like this. We will make a custom default rim for our wheel. I will explain a little bit about car collision materials, so basically how the environment impact your car. For example, when you shoot at your car, it should make a metal sound, stuff like this. We will take a look at paint jobs, for example, primary color, secondary color, interior colors, etc. We will make the windows being able to be broken by gunshots and impacts perfectly. So regardless of the shape of your window, it will if you shoot at it, you will see an impact, and if you continue shooting it, it will break. It's honestly gonna be like perfect. I will also show you how to make LODs, so level of details of your models. There is an easy way using the plugin Sollumz, which is the main plugin we're gonna use in Blender today. There is an easy way in Sollumz to make those automatically for us, but it can be a bit shitty, not gonna lie. It's good. It's good if you just want the first thing. You want to make your first prototype, your first car. You know, it's not something you're gonna be selling or something like this. You know. But I would suggest you make the LODs manually yourself. We'll figure out a few shortcuts. We'll see how to remove errors that are linked to UV maps, color attributes, etc. We will make working headlights and indicators, which is very nice because because as I said, there is almost no tutorials online, and it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. And finally, the last thing I would and the last thing I have planned, unless I think of more things to add, it will be license plates. Make license plates that will have random numbers on it each time you spawn the car. And yeah, I plan to make more tutorials later for specific things. For example, how to add extras to your car, how to add more seats to your car, this kind of random things. Maybe how to make planes, because I made 2 planes so far. It's pretty nice. It's basically the exact same thing I'm gonna do for this car, but I guess some people prefer to watch something more specific if they want to make planes. We will most likely encounter some errors that I will obviously try and fix, or maybe work around. If you have any errors that are not in the video, feel free to copy paste them in the comments below, and I or someone else will be able to help you out. This video will be spread in chapters, which you most likely have noticed if you've been skipping through this yapping session I've been doing so far. There will be different chapters, for example, modeling, texturing, rigging, adding the collisions, this kind of stuff. Making LODs, yeah. And obviously, testing the car. Alright, so this is a brand new Blender file. I just file new and I didn't move the camera. I didn't move the camera yet. The only thing I've done is save. Save the blend file. So now if I do Control S, it will save my thing. So I don't have to do it later. Okay, like I said, we will be using Sollumz. To make your custom car, you will need Sollumz, Blender, CodeWalker, Visual Studio Code, and Fivem, obviously. That's all that you will need. And Fivem with a server. I just use my own self-hosted test server to try my things. So you can do the same. It took me like 20 minutes to set up, and there's plenty of tutorial online to do the same for you, for free. Yeah, because it's completely free to host a server yourself. Okay, enough yapping. Let's start by the first thing that you want to do. Obviously, delete everything. Enable the add-on if it is not enabled already. So yeah, you enable Sollumz, and now you are almost ready. First, you want to gather reference images of what you want to create. Obviously, you're gonna model a car. If you have already a car that you downloaded online, make sure it's debadged everything, or remove the badge to whatever you're gonna do. If you have your car, skip this chapter. If you don't, here is going to be a quick, quick for you, not quick for me, time lapse of me modeling the car I will do today, which is, if I remember the name, an Amarok double cab from Volkswagen. I chose this vehicle because it's honestly very good for tutorials purposes. Later down the line, I will be able to add extra seats on the back, I will be able to add extras on the back, I will be able to add more wheels if I want to, plenty of tutorials opportunities. So I figured I'd make this vehicle because it's like multi-purpose. So what I want to do is make a collection, I call it refs for references, and then I'm gonna drag and drop the blueprints of the car. The blueprints, I got them from theblueprints.com, the-blueprints.com. There is a lot, and by a lot I mean a lot of blueprints online, mostly vehicles, but there's also everyday items. There is over, I think, 20,000, 30,000 different things, and more than half are vehicles of all kind. So yeah, you can really go there and grab a blueprint that you like. You can do like me and just save the watermarked image, or if you want to support the website, you can absolutely give them some money in exchange for the blueprints in higher quality without the watermarks. But I'm broke, so I'm gonna do like this. So now it's basically just a Blender tutorial. So I hope you know how to use Blender because I won't be covering basics. Up. The origin, very important. You can move it later, but it's gonna be a hassle. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. The origin will be the center of mass of your vehicle that you can later offset in the handling file, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's the vehicle.meta file. One of the two. But I would suggest you just make it properly, and yeah. Yeah, I will do the center of mass somewhere like this. Then I will do the rear. Okay, we have our references. Something also very important is the direction of the vehicle. In GTA 5, if you look at the gizmo over there on top right, on GTA 5, can you even see my cursor? I don't even know if you can see my cursor. But yeah, in the top right. In GTA 5, the positive Y axis will be the front of the vehicle. Basically, it's gonna be Control +1 on the numpad, and you will be looking at the front, you will be looking at the hood of the vehicle. Meaning, my references are well placed, except I need to rotate them 180 degrees around the 3D cursor. Perfect. Before we want to create the car, we want to take a look at a few things. First, there is the scale of your model. You don't want the car to be huge or tiny, unless you're going for that kind of style. So what I'm gonna do is pen code walker, look for a vehicle similar to that one, for example the Bison. I am going to download the textures of the Bison as well as the two YFT files that I'm gonna put in my folder hierarchy. Now, if I press V, it's a shortcut that Sollumz adds. There is Shift V and V that are added. So yeah, V import reg asset. Alternatively, you could do file import regeset over here. We go Bison, and we will click on any of those. Both reference the same model. It's just that, well, basically, so both those things are the same vehicle. So there are two files, but the data are shared between the two. So if you import Bison, you will also import the high definition Bison file as well. Hop, give it a few seconds, and boom, it's here. So what are we looking at right now? First of all, let me select the hierarchy and drag it into its own collection. But I'm gonna go Bison ref like this. What is this? What the fuck are we looking at? This is the collisions that we are looking at right now. This box here will define the distance of the camera distance from the vehicle. For example, if the box is like this, the camera will be outside the box, so it will be very far, like this, or even further away like this. But if the box is tiny, the camera will be closer, basically. If you hide it, you will see a lot of random stuff. What are those things? Note that I'm still a beginner, so I don't know what those capsules are. However, I have a guess. It might most likely be when a player are seated in the seats, they add a collision around them, so objects doesn't go through the player. I'm pretty sure this would be what this is. To remove confusion, I'm gonna remove them. Now, what is this flickering mess? If you press your N key and go to Sollumz tools, you will see General. You can also import vehicle from here. That's the same way as doing V or file import. And here you have one button that is extremely useful that you will use all the time. Hide and show collisions. If you want to show the mesh, you hide the collisions and you will be able to see everything. If you want to see only the collision, easy. You just select everything, hide, then click show collision. And now you will only see the collisions. You can also cycle through levels of details. Levels of details are things that only affect the visual meshes, not the collisions themselves. So basically, the further away you go from the car, the lower the polygon amount there will be on the vehicle. Like this. If the camera is very far in game, this will be this random mess of polygons, and as you go closer and closer, you will see more detail until you see the very high detail if you're very close. Then we can use this for scale, but not just for scale. Something we're gonna do, or at least the way I do things, is I like to yoink or steal some parts of vehicles. For example, I suck at designing interiors. So I will just steal this interior. Those are extra, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, those are extra. We will be removing them. There is a steering wheel. There is a dials. For the dials, those shows your speed, your gear, your landing gear up or down if you're in a plane, your attitude, your altitude, those kind of things. In a car, it will just be the speed and the RPMs, basically. I am unsure how to make those dials work. It may be just an issue on my server, but I think I'm doing something wrong, so I will not cover dials in this video. And it may be a tutorial later when I actually find out how to use them. So stay tuned because hopefully I will figure it out. So I'm gonna remove them as well. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm preparing the mesh. Like I said, we will build the vehicle from scratch, but we will be reusing a lot of things from this base vehicle that you chose. For example, the suspensions or the brake pads. I would be too lazy to design my own, or I would just forget about it. And most importantly, the armature. You will see the bones are tiny. what I like to do with my armature is go to viewport display, names, as well as axes. There we go. So now if I go closer to the bones, you will see the axes and their names. The axes are very useful because when we do doors later, you will notice that you can the axis will be very useful when you have parts of the vehicle that opens and that follows the roll of the bone. So seeing axis will be very useful. So if I isolate this, what the fuck are we looking at? We have wheel meshes bones. Those are, as far as I'm aware, those bones locations, as far as I'm aware, doesn't matter. You can place it here, whatever you want, wherever you want. But I'm just gonna hide them. Right now, what I like to do, since we will be reusing this armature for our own vehicle and potentially remove or add new bones, what I like to do first is completely remove every bones that we will not be using. So neons, I don't want any neons on my car. Attach female is most likely because this car can attach trailers to the back of it. We don't need this for my car. Up, or maybe I will do a tutorial later to have it on any vehicle you want. To have this feature on any vehicle you want. The bumper, we will be keeping it. The plate light, we will be keeping it. The boot, which is a trunk, we will keep it. Brake lights, we will keep. Indicators, we will keep. So what I'm doing when I keep, I just press H to hide. Up like this. And slipstream, I guess I can delete because it only works in GTA Online races, I'm pretty sure, or on planes that are flying high. But yeah, basically when I'm keeping, I just press my H, and when I'm deleting, I delete the bones directly. Up on both sides. Exhaust. Up. Both of the exhausts we are hiding. Suspension. I'm gonna hide the suspensions. The hub of the wheel, I'm gonna hide. The wheel itself, we're gonna hide. The other hub, we're gonna hide. Other wheel, we're gonna hide. Seats. Those are the rear seats. I'm gonna delete them because I want my car to only be a 4-seater, and I will do a tutorial later if you want to have more seats on your car. Up, handle. So this is interesting. We will take a look later at layouts. Layouts are basically animations of you entering the car and animations of you sitting inside the car. Okay, for example, layouts. This will be the car I will be referencing, the Bison. You can see when I enter and exit the car, my character puts her hand on the handle, opens the door, and sits inside with their hand on the steering wheel in this exact location. However, if I spawn a Veto, the go-kart, you can see while my hands are on the approximately same location as the Bison, the entering animation is different. There is no grabbing any handle, you just whoop, get in. And finally, a third example, a Tula plane have a different layout as well. And if I press my F, you see it travels quite a distance. Here, if I close the door, if I press F, my character will walk to the door, grab the handle on the side, push the door open, climbs, and move forward in the vehicle, sits, and then my hands will be wrapped around the stick. So those animations are based on the layouts. I'm gonna show you an example for my two first vehicles that I've ever made. So far I only made two vehicles. Both are planes. So if I take my Bell X5 plane, you can see its layout is based on the laser fighter jet. So if I close the door, I press my F, up, I'm gonna climb, I'm gonna reach the end of the cockpit, enter the canopy, and then my hands are on the sides. If you can see from here, on two sticks, on the left and on the right. So I use the laser layout for this one, and for the second vehicle that I made, what did I call it? S-72. Up, this is a NASA aircraft, except I added the wings to be able to fold. This is using the Tula layout. So as you can see, I'm entering just exactly like a Tula plane. I'm gonna close the door. Oops. I'm opening the door, entering the thing, and sitting in the cockpit with my arms around the stick. If you want your arms to be on different areas of the stick, you can also modify them by changing the bones in Blender, the bones location, and yeah, you can customize a lot of things. This is a VTOL aircraft, so I added the foldable wings. Basically, it's like when the Tula plane over there has its wings going vertical or horizontal, or like the Avenger plane, Avenger helicopter, when the rotors spins. Spins to go horizontal mode and vertical mode. It's exactly the same mechanic. The wings are just folding a different direction. But yeah. So yeah, we will be doing something simple, a car. And one last thing important about layouts. Layouts depend sometimes of the location of your vehicle in 3D space in Blender. Basically how far from the origin it is. For example, when I made this aircraft, where am I going? Oh, okay, there we go, it's going in the right direction. Oh, you can see the license plate as well on the front that I forgot to remove. It was a test I did earlier. So yeah, if the layout needs to be in a specific location, like the seats need to be a specific location, the door a specific location, etc. Just try your layout and see if it's affected by location. And worst case, you're just gonna shift the whole vehicle on the to the right distance. But yeah, basically when I first made this aircraft, I was spawned inside the aircraft, and when I left, I would right now I would teleport here inside the engine, and I was not able to enter the vehicle again. Oh, see, I warped inside like this. But yeah, I was teleported at this exact moment where I said poof inside the engine, and this is due to the layout. Basically, the layout is giving me control of my character at the location of the door for this particular Tula layout, Tula plane, and yeah. So we have talked about layouts. Now it's time to go back into Blender. So the handle we will keep because based on the layout, our character will put their hand on the handle to open the door. Windscreen. Windscreen is the rear window. We're gonna keep window left rear and windows rear right. We're gonna keep interior light. We're gonna keep windows at the front. We're gonna keep windscreen at the front. We're gonna keep the bonnet, which is the hood. We're gonna keep dash glow. It's useful when you have what it's called, dials working. I'm gonna keep it anyway because it's gonna add a little light in the vehicle. It's gonna be nice. The steering wheel. So for this layout, apparently there is no bone that define the location of the hands on the steering wheel. In other words, it's important. We keep handle on the driver's side of the front door. We're gonna keep the door. We're gonna keep the seat driver side. So seat D side F. That means seat driver side front. In other words, the seat that we're gonna sit inside to drive the vehicle. If you want a vehicle, if you want a car that drives on this side, like in England, you would just put the bone on this side, like this, and swap those two. And I'm pretty sure you would have to put the driver, the left driver bone, the left driver door bone swapped as well to the right, and the right driver passenger door bone to the left. I'm pretty sure I didn't try, but I think it makes sense. Okay, seat we keep the seat, we keep the seat, we keep the seat. We're gonna do this bunch of bones last. The handle, the door we keep, the door we keep, the door we keep. The wings. We're not gonna keep the wings. It's this thing. There we go. This is easier. This is the wing, and you can make them fall off. But our vehicle will not have those kind of fancy thing. We will only have a bumper that's gonna fall off, and the wing we're just gonna ignore. So let's go back in the thing and delete the wing, both of them. The engine. As far as I'm aware, it dictates the general area for you to crash your car into to calculate the damage to the engine. So if your engine bone is at the rear, you will take almost no engine damage if you bonk your car on the front, and if your engine is at the front, you will get engine damaged if you bonk your car at the front. So I'm gonna keep it at the front, I'm gonna hide it. What are those? Suspensions. We're gonna keep, hub, keep, wheel, keep, hub, keep, wheel, keep. Wheel mesh. This you want to not touch, really. Those are the one of those bones, those scattered bones everywhere that we hid earlier. Except this one is the left front. And this one is very important because the preview of the wheels are based on this bone. So keep it, keep it. This is another wheel mesh, but this one is I don't even know what NG stands for, but it's scattered away, so you can just hide it. Keep it, but hide it. Bumper. This is the little wobbly bumper at the front that you can eventually lose. We're gonna hide and keep. Indicators, we're gonna keep. Headlights, we're gonna keep. Overheat, those are the smoke emitters. When your engine gets too damaged, some smoke will fume out the engine, and this dictates the location of the smoke, where they spawn at, where they emanate from. We keep. Then the last thing, the chassis. So you can see it as the chassis being the inside of the vehicle. Whatever is never gonna deform if you crash, and the body shell will be the exterior, which can deform slightly if you crash into things. So body shell we keep. Then we have chassis low LOD. It's also a required bone, just like the chassis, except it's gonna be used when very far away. Extra, we not gonna keep, we're gonna destroy. Extra, destroy. Dials, I said I would not be using them, so I'm gonna destroy. chassis dummy. This is the last bone that we are gonna keep. And the dummy is what we saw earlier, is this big box. This is a dummy. So this box will be attached to the bone. All right. I think we are good for now. One last thing that I'm gonna do before I start actually modeling the car is hide the armature. I am gonna destroy some parts of the mesh, notably the whatever I'm not gonna use on the vehicle at the end of the day. Whatever I'm not gonna steal and put into my own vehicle. So the doors we will make our own. The windows. It's interesting because as you can see, there is two panels. If I toggle face orientation, you can see there is one panel facing outside and one panel facing inside. We will be doing the same thing when making our own windows. But as I said, we're going to make our own windows, so I'm going to delete those. Body shells, I'm going to keep for now. Windscreen, I'm going to delete. Chassis. As I said, this is the inside. What's never going to deform. So I'm going to keep it, I'm going to hide. There we go. Suspensions, I'm going to keep it, I'm going to hide. The hub, I'm just going to delete it. I'm just going to delete it because I don't think I will be using it anyway. Unlike what I said earlier. The wheel, we can, yeah, we'll keep the wheel for now because we will be editing it instead of making it from scratch. We will be editing it. So I'm going to keep this, I'm going to delete. Like I said, suspensions, I'm going to keep. Headlights, those, let me check. So I want to see the materials, but everything is pink. What do I do? Earlier, when I extracted the Bison model, I extracted the texture as well. So I'm going to go find missing texture after pressing V. Select the texture file. I have all my textures within. Click find missing files, and boom! We only have a few textures that are not already in my texture folder. And they are all generic curve details and the dials, but the dials we don't care because I'm not going to use the dials. The steering wheel is pink, but we will be just assigning a different shader on it, so it's fine. We're gonna keep the steering wheel, but yeah, the wings we're gonna destroy, and here we can see the headlights. So those are pretty nice. Hold on, let me see what. Okay, yeah, the thing is applied at the exterior, and I think there is a glass shader as well here. Let me double check. Yeah, glass generic. Okay, so this headlight is not just a texture with a texture that lights up when you enable the headlights. It also has glass in front that you can break with weapons and crashes. But we will make our own, so we're gonna delete this. And then there is a little rare thing behind that we're basically never gonna see in game. Okay, the bumper we're gonna make our own. Same for the rear bumper. Suspension we're gonna keep. And then we only have the body shell, the hood, that we're gonna delete, the indicator lights that we're gonna delete as well because we're gonna make our own, and the trunk we're gonna delete as well. And I'm not a fan of how those things are close to the center, so I'm gonna put them further away like this. Okay, Now we only have the body shell left, and the body shell we're gonna make our own. The only thing we're gonna steal. Oh wait, there's indicators on the back. Tail lights, brake lights. Gonna destroy those and indicators. Okay. Now if we press Alt H to unhide everything, we are gonna see that we have an interior with missing texture. Oh my god, that's not good. That means I need to find the interior texture if I don't want to make it myself. And I am not a texture designer. Up, and now if I missing texture, find missing files, boom, everything is here, perfect. So yeah, the chassis, I'm just gonna extract some of it. I'm gonna extract the interior basically, or the rest I can just delete. Enough of this. Now that we have a scale and everything we want to keep, we will do the same thing with collisions. We want to select everything, hide, and show collision. Boom. We want to keep the dummy. We want to keep one wheel. I'm gonna use the front left one. Like I said earlier, it's the most important one. The rest I can delete. The chassis. You can see the chassis is split up in this vehicle in multiple ones. This is the boot, the trunk, so I'm gonna delete. This is the chassis low LOD. This is the collision, what the collision looks like when you are very far away. So it's important, we keep. Then we have the main chassis. And as you can see, instead of being fused like this, it's actually in 3 different parts. Because as far as I'm aware, if as far as I'm aware, the game creates one convex hull collision for each collision part, collision mesh. So, what that means? That means for this thing, the collision in-game will look something like this. You see, there is a blank spot here where you can technically run on the void, on the air. So yeah, this is what's gonna happen. So if we were to fuse those together, if we look on top, our character will be able to walk on the air here because the hull, the convex hull, will now look something like this. Something like this. You see what I mean? Like, it goes all around. So by splitting it in multiple hulls, multiple meshes, each separate thing has its own collision. Like this, and of course the center that we did earlier. I hope that makes sense. Hop, so we are gonna keep only one of the chassis. What I like to keep collision-wise is, so like I said, the dummy, the chassis, just one piece basically, the chassis low LOD, one window, so I'm gonna remove all the other and I'm gonna keep the windscreen at the front, one wheel, and one part. But I'm pretty sure the parts are exactly like the chassis parts, so it may be overkill to do it like that, but yeah, that's what I do. Those are the wings that we removed. As you can see, they got put back at the origin because they no longer have the mesh to attach to. This is another part of the chassis. I'm gonna remove that. The bumper, here I'm gonna remove. So we have dummy, chassis, chassis low, window, up, we can remove this, one part of the vehicle and one wheel. And that's everything that we need. Okay, now it's time to start modeling. Just before I do, I will do something now that you can do at any time, literally any time. But I like to what is it called? I like to do it as early at my earliest convenience. This renaming those 4 things. Those names those names are the spawn code inside Fivem. If you look in Fivem, car, let's say bison, if I can actually spell it, there we go. Boom, spawns the bison. Why? Because here it says bison. Mine, I'm gonna call it the same name I named my blend file, Lola tutocar 1. It's gonna be the spawn code of the thing. So you want to rename bison.call, bison.mesh, and bison.scale, as well as the armature at the top. Just like this. Perfect. Now we can fold the hierarchy and actually start modeling. Based on the scale, I want to scale up my references. I'm gonna do this like that. Up. I'm gonna scale the wheel with the wheel. Up. Perfect. Okay. And I see the center of mass is more lower. Okay, I'm just gonna match it like this. Alright, fun part now. Modeling. Alright, let's go. Something you want to keep in mind is the polycount. I'm gonna put a subdivision surface, but not level 2, just level 1. Because for the high detail LOD, we want to have, on average, at most, 50,000 polygons. So when you model your car, you really want to make sure you account for every part that you want in your vehicle. For example, the hood, the trunk, each door, and you want to separate those. Okay, the front is pretty much done. Okay, next step is to separate each part, for example, the left and the right windows, as well as renaming the objects themselves once we separated them. Okay, let's start with the chassis. No, that's not the chassis, that's the body shell. So I'm gonna rename it body shell in lowercase. And then we want to rename the mesh data. You can see it here. If you expand this, you can see plane, or you can go to data over here while with the object selected, and you can rename it right there. I'm gonna rename it body shell. And then you will see here, I forgot to do it earlier, so while I was modeling the car, I actually yoinked the plate from the bison. And this is very important because in itself it's just a plane with a texture, but this texture is basically a scripted texture. And in-game, numbers will appear over here. You just need to keep it like this and it will work. And if you look in the material, vehicle license plate, it will be under the Sollumz category, vehicle license plate, the shader. I'm pretty sure you can create it by going to drawable shader tools, license. Yeah, there you go. You can just create a shader like this if you don't have one. But I suggest you just take this license plate from a car already made. It's easier. Okay, so now that we have this, we are going to attach it to the body shell. Boom. You see this empty material right there? This will cause errors later when exporting. So right now I'm gonna leave it like this, but as soon as you can, or before you export, make sure every single mesh and every single LODs of your meshes have none of that little blank material, basically. Okay, so we can remove the body shell, we'll hide it. This, we're going to separate it. Up, this will be, what did it do? Hold on. Oh, yeah. We need to apply the mirror modifier. I'm gonna apply every mirror modifier. Okay, yeah. Up, 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 and hop. Okay, now we can separate those. I'm just gonna grab everything like this. Select only the left side and separate. Boom! Now we have countless objects that we need to rename. So this will be a bumper. We will be using the bone for bumper front for this one, even though it's at the rear of the vehicle. We will use the bone that is used for the front bumper. Up, and this one will be the rear. Okay, so we can remove, can hide those. Boom, boom. This will be so for the glass naming. We will first do the doors and then we'll do the glass last. So we have the windscreens done, so now we have the windows. For this, we will rename them window underscore LF. There we go. Up, I think it's LF and not FL, but worst case scenario, we can just rename it later. Up, then we got LR, then we got RR, then we got LR. What am I doing? No, not LR. RF, there we go. Up. And then every other extra class that we have, we will call it window for the left L and middle M. There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, it should be 1. To double check, what you can do is always, if you're confused, if you're not sure what to do, what to name things, take a look at another vehicle. For example, this vehicle has a lot of windows, so we can just take a look at the armature. Up. Windows LM4, window RM3. So yeah, you got this. Let's Control Z out of here. Up. So I was right. LM1, LM2. And now that we've done this, we need to double check our naming again, because we will not have only those meshes. The thing is, we will have LODs of those meshes. And if you go to level of detail over here, you cannot select anything for now, because this is technically not a Sollumz mesh yet. But as you can see, we will have very high, high, medium, low, and very low LODs. So what I like to do is append underscore very high, like this, on every single one that I have. You want the highest quality first. Now on to the next steps. Texturing and rigging. Now it's time to enable our reference our reference car from the beginning that we renamed at the very beginning. We want to hide collisions. We can hide the armature as well. We can hide the wheel LF child as well. Okay, so first of all, you want to apply every modifier that you may have. So let me apply all the modifier. The quickest way to apply every single modifier at once would be, wait, do I see mirror? Oh no, okay, that's fine. The quickest way would be to select everything and then right click, convert to mesh. And now every single thing has no modifiers anymore. Okay, now select every single mesh, visual mesh that you have. I'm gonna delete my old collection that I made. I'm gonna select everything again. I'm gonna enable the reference from the beginning reference, and I'm gonna click and hold to drag. Then I'm gonna hold shift, and I'm gonna drop under LodaTutoCar1.mesh. Poof! So nothing changed in the hierarchy right there because it's not in the collection, but you can see now we have access to level of details. So now if you just drag those into the collection, Boom, they are under the meshes. Perfect. Now, if we hide the collisions and the armature, where is my cursor? Weird. There we go. If we hide the armature as well as this thing. Okay, we hide the armature. Now, if you look at some things that we took from the car itself, for example, the wheel, you will see in data panel, in the data panel, we have UV maps, color attributes, as well as LODs. And right now, if we select our mesh, you will see there is no UV maps. Well, there is UV maps, but not named exactly like those. No color attribute, and we don't even see the LOD tab. Why? Because if we hide those things to isolate only our meshes that we created, oh, we have the steering wheel inside that we need to get rid of as well. Okay. Up. Why don't we see the LODs? We need to select everything, go to Object, Sollumz, and here you see no Sollumz objects in scene selected, which need to be fixed. So you will hold Alt and click the drop-down menu, and you will click Drawable Model. Boom. Okay, drawable model. Now we go back to data, and boom, you see LODs. But nothing, absolutely nothing is in there, which means if we click on any level of detail, everything disappears, except the things that already have LODs built in. How to fix that? Control Z, boom. What you want to do is copy this that we renamed, assign it here, boom. And for now, we will assign them to every single level of detail. We will later make individual LODs for those, but for now we will just hide them. We will just put them in every single one. So we did this. Now do this one. Now we hide the collisions and select any level of details. Everything stays. As you can see, the wheel, as well as the chassis, the chassis and the suspensions that we have. And if we take a look inside, even the steering wheel have LODs. So ours do not change at all, but as I said, we will do that later at the very, very end, before we export it. Some things that you may have noticed. If we go to very high, you can see my interior is fine. But as soon as I go to high, boom, we have the default LOD with the roof, the mirror, it's sticking out of the sides. It's not good, in other words. So what I'm gonna do is modify the chassis and assign, just like I did with the meshes that we made, the very high to every single LODs that I will later manually I will also show you how to make it automatic, but I prefer to do it manually. Create LODs for it. So we will not use the ones that GTA uses, we will make our own LODs for the chassis. Okay, now everything looks fine to me. If we take the armature, perfect. Everything works well. However, if we take any bone, you will see the door is not following the bone. As a matter of fact, at the moment, our armature and all of our bones are absolutely not in the right locations. So, what we're going to do here, I can see, actually I don't have any exhaust, so I'm just gonna do a random exhaust somewhere. Perfect, that's an exhaust. Up. Okay. Now let's rig our little car. Okay. So you will go into edit mode. What I forgot to do, that I love to do, is click on in front. So armature data in front. Boom. And now all the bones show up in front of the mesh, are not hidden by the meshes. You see? And I realized that I also forgot to make handles for my door. So I'm just gonna do a random little handle like this. Make sure you check your face orientation, by the way. This is what I do when my screen becomes blue and red. If you go here, boom, here, where is it? It's not here. It is here. Face orientation. I just keybinded it because what is blue should be the exterior, and what is red should be the interior of the mesh. For example, a cube is blue on the exterior and red from within. Alright, let's continue our rigging. Up. Well, actually, let's start it. Exhaust 2. We will put at the location of my exhaust. And we will rotate it as well. Like this, because my exhaust is tilted. Perfect. So now that we position the exhaust, we can hide them. Bumper rear. We're gonna put them here. And every bone is positioned. Perfect. Now that our bones are properly placed, we want to actually attach them to elements that we made. For example, the windscreen should be moving along with the bone, but it's not doing anything. How to do that? So you go to your armature, F2, copy, and now if you go to data, vertex group, you make a new vertex group, you assign it. Then you can go to modifier, edit, no, not edit, deform armature, and you want to select Lola Tuto car 1. Perfect. And now, if we move it, boom, the windscreen is moving. That's perfect. We are going to hide the suspension, the chassis, the wheel, the suspension, as well as the steering wheel. Now everything else should be mine. And I am going to Control L, copy modifiers. Now every single element here have, if I do it properly, like this, every single mesh has an armature, like this. However, they don't have vertex groups left yet, so we need to make them. So you go here, take the boot, Control C, boom. You make sure to select every single vertices. So what I like to do is select everything, go in edit mode, and Alt H, just in case I hid some stuff before. So now it's unhidden, and now when I select everything, select literally everything. Vertex group, boot, assign. Now we can hide it. When screen we did it, this one. Properly spell it. So I'm just going to do a body shell here. Make sure it's all lowercase, or well, basically exactly like the body name. Okay, now all we have left are the glass panels that are extra. So how do we proceed? We simply copy the name that we put earlier, because I named it exactly like the bone should be named. Up, we're gonna select everything, duplicate any bone, then selection to cursor, and rename the bone the name of the window. And now make sure you add the vertex group, assign. Boom. Now what you can do is the same. Up, select everything, vertex group, boom, assign, then duplicate a bone, rename it. Oh no, it's not an error, it was just a warning. Yeah, we can ignore this. It's because I assigned the vertex group before I created the bone. But it's all good. It's just a warning that tells us, hey, everything works fine. It's just that it's a warning, but it tells us that everything works fine. Okay. Now we can boom. Oh, this is RM2. RM2. We got the warning that tells us that everything works fine. Up. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna duplicate the bone. I'm gonna do LM2. Boom. Then vertex group. Boom. Assign. And finally, and boom. Okay. Now everything is rigged. Let's double check, always double check to make sure everything's fine. So we go to pause mode, up, so let's see. Brake light, nothing happened because nothing is attached to the brake light. Window, okay, good. Brake light, nothing is attached to the brake light. Window, good. Good, perfect, everything works wonders. Okay, now that we have this, next step is texturing. Oof. Right now we have the plate that is textured, but we only have the plate. We have the wheel, the chassis, the suspensions, and the steering wheel. Boom. Okay. important. You see, I have a color attribute and I have a lot of UV maps. UV map that is just called UV map, you want to remove. So you're gonna remove this one, you're gonna remove this one. Up, we're gonna hide the textured mesh again. Okay. Now comes the fun part. There is two ways to go about this. The first is to go to drawables, shader tool, and do paint. All those different paints does not mean first is primary, second is secondary, third is dashboard, for example. No, it doesn't mean like this. Those are different setups of textures. For example, the one I like to use is Paint 6, Vehicle Paint 6, not the end version, just the Paint 6. So you would hit Create Shader Material, then you will go to Shading, and you would select all the textures that you want. But it's easier to do it another way. File, Cleanup, Purge Unused Data, Delete. Now everything that is duplicate, for example, if I Ctrl Z and go to Materials, you will see Cavalvad Interior 001, 001, 02, 03, etc. If you see a 0 next to it on the left, that means nothing uses this thing, and it's gonna be removed. So I'm gonna go do that again, clean up, purge, delete. Now if I go to materials, you see there is no more 003, 002 that had a 0 on left. So, now that you purged the data, to remove the duplicate materials, you want to import another vehicle. For example, I'm gonna import the bison again. We go find missing textures, find missing files, boom. If we take a look here, to know what face has what material, just go to face mode over here and click any face. You will see if it was, for example, this one selected, I click a face, boom, it automatically selects this one. And I'm just gonna copy and paste here. Boom! It may become laggy for a little bit. There we go, it's no longer laggy. Okay. And now we can remove this again. Up. And basically we want to do this on every single thing that we want to have a primary color. So I want the doors to have primary. Same for this one. Same for this one. Same for this one. The bed should be, the body shell should be primary as well. You know what? We could, no, let's focus on primary first. Boom, boom, boom. The hood should be primary as well. The windows we will do last. Boom, 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 boom. The boot should be primary. Okay. Now, if we go to Windows, you can look for vehicle window, glass window 2. Boom! As easy as that. You want to copy it, and what you can do is also like select everything and link materials. Boom! You may see some things are weird with the windows, they are not very transparent. This is because we deleted the UV maps. We even have an alert here that we have no UV maps. We will fix this very soon. First, I just want to assign the materials. We're gonna do windows for those as well, and those two. Up, and this I want secondary. So, this vehicle, the bison, doesn't have a secondary color. So how do we actually tell the game, hey, I want this shader, this material, this blender material to affect the secondary color? Well, you take the primary, you duplicate it, you rename it, for example, secondary. The name has no use whatsoever. It's just for yourself. Hop, and then you scroll down, and here in value, no, where is it? Fragment here, vehicle paint. Paint layer. This is actually where you set up what layer it is. So we want secondary. Boom, perfect. Okay. And we want to link the material here. Boom. 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 So now that we have materials, let's you know what? Let's yeah. Now that we have at least one Sollumz material per object, we want to select every single object one by one and click rename by order, add missing, rename by order, add missing. So now we have automatically generated UV maps that Sollumz uses, as well as color attributes that Sollumz uses as well. If you don't do the color attributes, it will be completely dark black in game, your shader. So you will not be able to paint it. You will not be. It will just be black, like void black. And if somehow you have the color attribute, but it is still black, make sure the camera icon here is white. If it's black like this one here, it's not gonna work. Color attributes camera needs to be white. I don't know why earlier when I was making this earlier, the cockpit was completely black and I could not for the life of me understand why it was that. It was because for some reason when I was adding the color attributes, the camera by default was black, so I had to click it manually for every single part. It was affected by the bug. Okay, so the bonnet is done. The armature gonna remove up. The chassis already has everything. Same for the suspension, same for the wheel, same for the steering wheel because we just yoinked it from a model already. Now, this we're gonna add missing, add missing. This one is gonna be the same. Making sure the color attribute camera is white. See, here it's black for some reason. So remove it, add missing, and now it's white. Or click it if it's black, and it will become white like this. Boom, you click it. Okay. If I didn't do that, this part of the mesh in-game would have been completely black, and you would spend hours trying to debug why it's happening. So yeah, check the camera icon here. Okay, next, this, boom, 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 this, boom, 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 this, boom, boom, this, boom, boom, this, boom, boom. Here you can see I'm not clicking rename by order each time. It's because rename usually is if, for example, you did all your UV mapping on UV map because you forgot to delete it earlier. You can just rename by order, and poof, it will keep the UV mapping, but that you had, but it will rename it for you. Up. Okay, now that this is done, we can UV unwrap everything. So you can either do UV unwrap like you would do in Blender, so you select edges, mark seam, etc. Or you take the easy way out, you select everything. So we're gonna unselect what is already mapped, which is those things. I'm gonna select every single mesh except the windows. gonna make sure we do not we deselect the license plate. Boom, because the license plate is already UV mapped. We don't want to change it. Up, edit, UV editing to visualize what you're gonna do next. Cube projection. Boom. And I like to do 0.8. There we go. Now you can see for some reason my license plate was moved as well. Deselect the license plate. There we go. And now do it again. Cube projection 0.8. Boom. And now everything should be working fine. Next, what if we want to have the exhaust shiny metal? You will simply add a new material and select, for example, vehicle generic detail. This one, vehicle generic detail 2. That's my go-to for metal thing. Now you assign this material. Boom. And now in UV editing, you just isolate it on 1 pixel. There we go. And in game it should be fine. Okay, now that we've done the exhaust, let's do the little handles. 1 pixel. Boom. Oh, I forgot to assign the detail to this one. Yeah, assign. Oh, and of course it needs to be for every single. There we go, mesh. Now we can hide this. We no longer need those. This we can hide. We did everything here. Boom. Okay. Now you may ask, how do we know that secondary is this one and primary is this one? Because they look exactly the same. What you can do, click on the armature. Then you go to object, vehicle render preview, here. Primary, we do, for example, blue. Boom, primary is blue. Secondary, red. Boom. Why is the license plate completely fucked up here? Oh, it's just overlapping. Why is it overlapping? I'm just gonna delete this one. Okay, so yeah, you can see preview, secondary is red, primary is blue. Next, we want to UV unwrap the windows. Okay, so what I like to do is select everything, go to UV editing, UU, overlap the glass window, this one, and put everything in here. If you want fancy lines on your rear windshield, what you can do is select those, project from view, and overlap them here. Okay, so now we just need a few more things for the texturing. We need the headlights, the indicators, and the brake lights. And then it will be all good. You can customize paint the interior as well if you want, but I'm not gonna bother with that. To project from view bounds, same for this one. The rear lights will do after. Okay, so now if we go to UV editing, we can select all those things we just UV unwrapped and assign it to vehicle generic detail 2. We're gonna isolate them. And we're gonna overlap them on the headlights. And now look at this beauty. Very nice. Except for the size of those, which I'm gonna select here. Press Y to rip the faces. And I'm gonna go S0. And I'm gonna put them somewhere shiny. Perfect. And now I just realized that those at the bottom should be the indicator lights, so they should not be white. It's a bit dark, but the indicator lights should be orange once they are light up. Then we want the rare lights. We're gonna use this one here. Okay, what I like to do when I'm done texturing is go back to vehicle preview and put back the whites here. Because I don't know if it's affecting the vehicle in game or not. So like, for example, the default color it spawns, if it's gonna be blue and red. I don't know if it affects anything. So I'm just putting it back to white just in case. But feel free to experiment if you feel like doing it. I said we're gonna do custom rims, so let's just modify this a little bit. There we go. Hop, perfect. Okay, so we have a custom wheel, we have everything painted. Okay, so texturing is done. Next up, we have collisions. And finally, after the collisions are done, we will do the LODs, and we will be able to export the vehicle and try it out. Okay, so I'm gonna hide collision. Select everything, hide everything, show collisions. Now we have everything. And funnily enough, the shape is already good. So what I'm gonna do, we'll start with the body, with the chassis. Okay, so collisions have different kind of materials. You would, instead of going here to shader tools and drawables, you will go to collision and create collision material, and you will have all the collision materials here. The main one you're going to use are going to be car metal and fizz car void. Fizz car void, when you shoot at it, the bullet disappears completely. It just disappears when you shoot at a material that has collision a fizz black void. So you want, imagine we have the door open, we shoot toward the car, we just want the bullet to disappear. Car metal will be basically an impact on metal, like a noise, ping, ping, stuff like this. And I'm pretty sure fizz car void does not damage the car when you shoot it, but car metal does. Something to note, if you go to material collision flags, if you want to not be able to climb this collision material, select not climbable. If you want not cover, it's like this. Some materials are not climbable by default, so you want to disable it if you want to actually climb on the vehicle. Okay, so let's select the body shell and the chassis collision. And if you remember, earlier I told you that it's best to separate your collision meshes for the chassis. So I'm gonna duplicate it. Boom. It's gonna be named chassis.call.001, and I'm gonna simply delete everything. Cube up. That is every chassis done. Up, so we can unisolate. Then we have the low LOD chassis. This one we can just, it's basically the same shape. Perfect. Now that we've done the chassis, low LOD, we can hide it. Next, we have the wheels. If you go to the wheel collision, you have a copy transform constraint set to the left front wheel. You're going to duplicate it in place, then go wheel left, right front, for example, boom, and then you're going to do the same again now for the RR and the LR. Boom. Fun fact, if you want bigger wheels or smaller wheels, you can simply go to edit mode on wheels, on the wheel colliders, and simply scale them by individual origins. It's better. Up. And there we go. Then you want to align them. You want to align them with the regular wheels, like this. You may want to adjust your your mesh if you want to do something like this. There we go. Okay, so now our front wheel will be smaller than our rear wheels. Okay, wheels are done. We can hide them. Suspensions. If you don't know if suspensions have a collider, go in what's it called? Pause mode, select the bone, and see fragments physics is disabled, which means the suspension doesn't have to have any collision. If you want a collision on the suspension, you would enable fragment physics, but we don't want. Okay, which means I'm gonna hide. The chassis will have no collision. The chassis will have no collision. We already did the collision for the chassis. The suspension we're gonna move. The suspension we're gonna move. The wheel we're gonna move. This one we're gonna hide as well, and this one as well. Okay, now we have two kinds of collision left to make. I will start with the more classic one for every single part of your vehicle. When I say part, I mean every single thing like doors, body shell, boot, landing gear suspension, like landing gear suspension that requires a collider, landing gear hatch, the bonnet, whatever part that you have that is not glass and not a wheel, you want to basically clone this part and assign it to your part. So I'm gonna delete the content and add a new cube. This is for the bumper. It will be easy. It's gonna be just a cube. Boom. And we are done for this bumper. I'm gonna duplicate it, or scale it on -1, and go to constraints, bumper R. Boom. Basically, you want each part to be connected to the bone. For example, you want the windshield, let's say the door. You want the door mesh to be connected to the bone by vertex group, and you want every single collision to be connected to the bone by constraint, by copy transform constraint. Okay, let's continue. And if you check vehicles, most of them don't have a collision for the upper part of the door. The upper part will be dedicated to the window. For example, if I import a bison again, you can see the doors are just cubes. And then we have the windows above. Okay, let's control Z everything. Something that I noticed in our glass materials. If I hide collision, select every single glass. So I have windshield, rear shield, those two in the back. I missed this one. The doors. And those 4 at the front. Up. Every window that you can shoot from. So basically, those windows in the middle, not those here. Basically, when you're inside the thing, if you can shoot through the window from the vehicle in the drive-by, you want to have 2 materials per window. If you look here, you will see I put 2 meshes. See, there is this one, the inner, and the outer. What I want to do here in vehicle glass window, I'm gonna rename it to outer. Then I'm gonna go at the bottom, vehicle glass, it says inner. So you're gonna click the arrow, V glass, and you're gonna take the V glass like this. You're gonna change shader. Boom, and it did it properly. Okay, now that you've done this, you want to make a new one. Up, this one, you're gonna duplicate it, and you're gonna call it inner. You're gonna copy link materials like this. You can see now all the windows are using them. And now you're gonna overlay, V glass. So you want to do V glass inner. And boom. And now you want to get all the inner meshes. Like this, I got all the inner ones. And you want to select inner, assign. Boom. Now outer, inner, outer, inner. Perfect. Now back to collisions. So we were almost done. We need to do the doors. So the door is done. Duplicate it. Okay, this is everything for the standard collisions, which leaves us with the last kind of collision we need to do, which are glass. So let's actually assign it. Up, you want to roughly match your windscreen. And you will notice this thing also has an inner and outer. That's why we copy pasted it from the Python instead of making it from scratch, because it has some flags and some parameters that are special for glass. Okay, now we are gonna duplicate. Boom! And all of our collisions are done. Congratulations if you made it this far. Now we just need to do one more thing. First, we need to make LODs. So there's multiple ways you can do that. You can, for example, go like select your hood, for example. Hop, you isolate it. You will go here to Data tab. You will click this 5 to make it a new mesh. Then you would rename it to, for example, high. And then you would manually delete edges a little bit. Each LOD you would do it more. It's a tedious process, it's pretty long, and it has the best looking result. That is what I've done for my very first vehicle, which was this one. Yeah, so I made LODs for this one myself. And this one, I actually did the automatic LODs. For the sake of this video, I am going to do automatic LODs. So, how to do that? First of all, you want to hide everything that already has LODs. This, you can see, has LODs already, but only the very high has our customization. So I'm gonna boom, boom, delete those. Suspension, they're already good. The chassis is not good. Okay, so let's start with the chassis. You will go to drawables, LOD tool, select all the LODs you want to create. So we already have the very high, so we will not pick the very high. Shift click to select multiple ones. Up, we will eyedrop the chassis. So generate LODs. Boom, as you can see, it was made here. If you check it out, you can see LODs are made. The very low is completely cursed, but it's due to the edges being not fused together because we yoinked this from a GTA 5 model. Okay, this is good, we can hide it. Next, the wheel. I'm gonna eyedrop the wheel, generate LODs. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect. Then we have the body shell. So you eyedrop the body shell. Boom! Let's take a look at our LODs. So this is the very high. This is the high. You can see the auto LODs make some shading issues because the vertices are no longer sharp, but it's okay. Up, medium, low, and very low. It's completely cursed, but it works. Hop! Okay, and now we are ready to export. We just need one tiny more thing. You want to show everything. Select something like a mesh, for example, this visual mesh right there. Up, and then select everything. You want to go drawables, shader tool, set all textures embedded. Wait around 2 seconds. If you do it too fast, it's not gonna register it. So wait a few. Then set all materials embedded. Boom! Now, when the vehicle will be in game, it will have the textures on it. If you didn't do those little 2 clicks, well, absolutely everything on your vehicle that has a texture would have been a random texture that is loaded in memory. So if you're near a patch of grass, your car could have grass all over the shell. Or if you're next to a cat, it's gonna be a cat fur. You know, this kind of things, instead of your textures. Okay, And it's important to embed because Sollumz, as far as I know, cannot export YTD files. And I'm too much of a beginner. I don't know how to create my own YTD files and assign them to a model. So I just embed like this. Now we want to select the armature with our spawn name. Up, V, export. You can also click up here, export here, or file, export, rage. But I like to do it with V. Export. Boom. Now we're gonna go to my Fivem test server. I'm gonna make a new folder called Lola Tuto car 1. I'm gonna make a stream folder, selected object, or if you have only one car like me, you can leave it unselected, but I like to do selected object. Native, this will export directly the YTF. If you want to, for whatever reason, export in XML, to then open CodeWalker, drag them into CodeWalker to convert them, and then drag them from CodeWalker back into your stream folder, you can click XML as well. One of the two or both of them. I will just do native. Gen 8 is GTA 5 Legacy, and Gen 9 is for GTA 5 Enhanced. I'm using Legacy, so I'm going to go Gen 8. Everything else you can leave by default. Export. We have an error. Fragment loaded to car 1 must have a drawable. Let's check if it has to do anything with the materials. Also, since we are here, I noticed that my glass collisions are all of them are strong glass, meaning you will have to shoot multiple times every single window to actually break them all, which is not what I want for most of the windows. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna isolate the windows. So the windshield, I want it to be strong. Okay, car strong. This one, I wanted at the back to be medium. So I'm gonna go to collision, glass medium, car glass medium. I want to convert up, perfect. And now I want weak. There we go. Boom, weak, and I'm gonna copy link materials. Perfect. Okay, now our windows are good. Why can't we export our thing? Lola Tuto car 1 must have a drawable. Okay, perfect. So yeah, my bad. I did an oopsie. We can export, stream, export. New errors. Windows RM low has no geometry, skipping RM2 and LM2. So those, you can see the auto tool deleted every single face. So that's not good. Up, so I'm just gonna make new faces, assign them to the vertex group. Boom, and now we can try again. Export, boom, exported in 1 second. No error, no warnings. Okay, now it's time to make the resource. Go in the description, I will have a folder, a zip file that I found online, which is amazing. It holds every single Fivem vehicle meta things. For example, you want the handling of the adder, boom, you got the handling of the adder. You want the handling of the avarus, boom, you got the handling of it. And now we're gonna check, for example, the bison. Hop, we're gonna copy that. Then you want to put it here. we also need the fx manifest right there. So we're gonna copy this and paste it here, and we're gonna open all of the tree. We're gonna copy the name, and we are going to put it here, 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 and in handling here. Perfect. Then fx manifest. You can edit it like so. Boom. If you have the same folder hierarchy as me, you can just do this. You can just delete those data thingy. Okay. We do not have a car call file. We do not have a car variation file. So we're gonna remove both of them. Author, you change the name to yours. And that's all. Then you can edit the flags, for example, if you want to be able to stand on top of the vehicle without falling, ragdolling over, you can put it here, etc. Handling is plenty of values to check. I will be putting in the description those two pages, which contains all of the flags that you can put, and the description of every single handling value. Well, pretty much almost all of them. So you can edit it further. Okay, we are good. You can see my resource, if I find it, Lola Tutocar 1 has been started, and we have no warning like this one. It uses a lot of virtual or physical memory. So thanks to the LODs, my file is tiny, so it has no warnings or error. It is just loaded properly. And now the moment of truth. /car, the name, oh no, the name Lola Tuto car 1, enter, and boom! What do you think of that? I am pretty small inside the car. I'm pretty small inside the car. I may have done something wrong, size wise, but you can see we have the window texture. We have everything else. We got the primary color, the secondary is the same color, so we will be changing this very soon. We have the exhaust, which are shiny. We have the plate, that is going to be random each time you spawn a new vehicle, and you can see the random secondary color has been applied as well. Oh, we forgot something. Forgot the headlights. If I enable the headlights, the textures do not light up. So we will do that very quickly. But first, let me show you the colors. You can change the color. Perfect. And you can see my front wheels are smaller than my rear wheels. I love this. It's so nice. And the doors and animation works fine. Then we have every other door. The hood. The trunk. Okay, let's fix the lights. And I want to show you the doors, how to edit the opening of the doors. And you can hear my car has literally no sound. No honk, no engine sound, no nothing. So we'll fix this as well. So you will go to Blender. For the lights, it's easy. You want to hide the collisions. You want to go in your mesh that has every light that you want to illuminate. You want to select everything. Let's start with headlight.l. You will go down to fragment vehicle tools, light IDs. You want to go to face select. Then you want to select left headlight and set light ID. Boom! Now those faces will light up once the headlight left is light up. Next, we want red. We want right headlight. Set light ID. Boom. And then we have the brake lights. Brake lights are this one, set. Then you would want L, set. And finally, the indicators. This will be indicator left and front. Indicator front left. And you want to set. Then select the mirror. You want to make front right. Set. For the doors, if you want to change the rotation of the doors, you can check the bone constraint. In pose mode, you can see the bone is green. You can change the angle the door opens at. For example, this wide. Or if you remove limit rotation constraint and put a limit location constraint to local space, we can do minus, let's say, minus 1. Minus 1. Up. Now it would open like this. And we can also angle the bone a little like this. And now the door would open sideways like this. Let's test it out. So our car will still be missing sound. Let's go to vehicles.meta. Audio name hash. You want to name it like this and then put the name of the engine you want. The sound of the engine you want. For me, it's gonna be Bison. If you are doing a plane, for example, and you want a loud jet engine, you would say laser. If you would want a propeller plane, you would say, for example, Avenger for the sound. Then I changed the vehicle.meta while, after I started the server. So what I'm gonna do is F8, restart Lola Tuto car 1. It restarted, which means it got updated. And now, if I do boom, it has radio, it has an engine sound. It has... Why is the headlights not working? Maybe I forgot to export again. Let me take the doors. No, the doors are fine. What the fuck? Let me show you the doors. And the left rear doesn't seem to open. So if the door doesn't want to slide open, it's most likely due to the layout. You may want to change Moonbeam Custom. I don't know if this is a layout name that exists, but look online for the layout, or check the vehicle.meta of the Moonbeam Custom, and you will have sliding doors. You can see the windows are broken easily. The rear windshield is a bit more strong, and the windshield is very strong. Now let's take a look at our little lights here. You can also pop your tires, which is fun. I will show you something interesting as well, since you made it all the way to the end of the video. Hop, here you can preview windows, and it will show you automatic generated shatter maps for your windows. That's why they break off so clean. Then you can press escape. You can also preview wheel instance. It will not show the size of the wheel, but you can see where they are going to be placed if you have a regular sized wheel vehicle. Ah, I'm being silly. That is why the lights are not working. It is because you want to replace generic detail. Up. We don't want the exhaust to brighten up. Up. We're gonna add a new material. Assign generic detail. Boom. I'm gonna duplicate. And here I'm gonna do shader light emissive. Change shader. Boom. And now we assign them. Okay. Export. Okay. Let's go! Left indicator does not work. I forgot to apply the the new shader to the indicator lights. It's fine. thank you so much for following till the end of the video. I hope watching me mess up, troubleshoot stuff, stutter, and so on wasn't too irritating. I have a lot of tutorials in mind that I want to do, and by a lot I have like 3. But yeah, for example, adding extra, adding customization parts to add on LS customs or with your mod menu. I have add seats to a car, like add more seats basically. If I want, for example, to seat people in the trunk. Tutorials on how to make planes. I have so many ideas. And as I will learn new stuff, I will also make new tutorials. Did I break my headlights already? There we go. It's because I had the vehicle, the vehicle turned off. But yeah, I have many tutorials in mind. I will do them as soon as possible. I will also try to learn new stuff because, as I said, I'm still a beginner, and make tutorials as I find out about those cool fancy stuff that I will learn. Because making custom vehicles for Fivem, it's so gate kept. It is insane. There is so little resources, nothing straightforward. Someone needs to change that. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. You have a nice day. Lola out. Bye.